You're listening to Off-Road Garage Podcast, and here are Jason and Jim.
And we're live. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Wish my Jeep sounded that good.
It sounded good.
I got a cracked header in the JK, so it sounds like...
Oh. Yeah.
I realized it when it got loud and I started getting dizzy in the truck.
The 4-liter had to warm up a while to sound that good. Otherwise, it kind of sounds a little diesel. It's a little things slapping around in there.
That 3.8 boy with the cracked header just sounds angry. Yeah,
only on the one side.
And you start getting dizzy. I gotta put the windows down.
You have to go to Home Depot, get the CO monitor in your truck. Time to roll the windows down.
We got some at work. I might pirate one until I get it fixed.
Just to see where you're at?
Yeah.
That's not good.
How many PPM am I sitting at here?
Oh.
You stop at a stoplight. It looks like it's overheating because all the exhaust are coming out the grill.
Oh, you're that bad.
Oh, it's bad, bro.
Oh.
I don't know what happened to it. I just driving one day and it started getting louder.
Is it even still attached?
I haven't looked.
You're running Street Outlaws style, open header?
I'm like, I don't want to know.
Just redirect that right out the hood.
That's why I got the Colorado tonight.
Oh, you're like, I want to make it home.
I want to make it home. I got to work in the morning.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
dude,
bro.
That's awesome.
Hopefully some of that stuff could help.
I don't think,
That
unfortunately, as much as it, well, it might. We have the inspection camera.
The inspection camera. I can look at
So, yeah, you can inspect it. But, Innova
Auto.
hooked us up.
Like a quasi unboxing.
Don't mind all that stuff that just fell. Yeah, look, you can use your sweet camera. I already tried it out because it's rad.
Is it rad?
Dude, it's awesome. Awesome stuff, man.
It's like smarter than I am. I can't even turn this stupid thing on.
Just push. Yeah, you go. This has got you all over it. I think the car scan mobile, because that you can just hook to your phone, and it tells you what's wrong with your car.
This is
how to
cool.
fix it, dude.
I can use this for all kind of rad stuff.
I was checking out the house. I was
Nooks and crannies and whatnot.
creepy on my wife, you know. Not in a weird, just looking under a door. All right, we'll keep that legit.
Keep it weird. It's a family show.
Yeah,
family show.
Stay completely out of the gutter.
This thing's rad, bro.
I kept the light on so she would know. She's like, what the hell is that?
It's a snake.
It's a snake. You got the power check.
Gotta have that.
That thing's awesome. And then I did open up the Fix Assist. This is like the Mac Daddy.
The Mac Daddy.
That one's rad. They're all awesome. And then, we got the regular voltmeter.
Fix Assist plus
not regular
repair
voltmeter.
solutions.
I know. Well, same with kind of this one, which, like I said, that.
Just plug it in my OBD2 and it tells me what's wrong with my
you
truck.
can just keep the little connector right in the dash.
Oh, it's like the safe driving bonus thing.
Right, except it tells you what's wrong with your broke car.
Everything.
Everything. Why is my dash lit up like Christmas tree? It just tells you Jeep.
Dear Innova, I broke your scan tool. They took care of us, man.
It just comes up on the screen. I'm sorry. It auto dials a dealership.
Yeah, and a tow truck.
So we got a pretty Mac Daddy multimeter.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So, all this stuff's awesome. Huge shout out to them. Great stuff. Yeah, I'm super impressed with everything.
Once it gets above the freezing mark, we'll bring some rigs in here and work on them.
Yeah, we're going to do a thing.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like we need to do a thing sooner than later on
Right.
yours, but that might require a little bit more than the inspection camera and multimeter can handle.
The man card in my wallet says do it yourself. But the the smartness is I can just take it somewhere and drop it off and be like, fix it.
I mean, you need to handle this. 'Cause
Like-
there's probably some rusted, broken bolts because Michigan.
I called the place last time I cracked a header, and
Yeah.
I was like, how much to put a new header on? And he's like, oh, dude, yeah. I was like,
That's never a good sign.
I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, dude. You know, it's it should be like $250. I was like, all right, cool. You know, he's like, plus parts. I'm like, okay, parts are $100, no big deal.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, yeah, but it's like $100 per stud we break. I was like, excuse.
I can see why.
Right.
I can see
why,
why.
but it's almost kind of like he's saying, yeah, dude, you expect $400 more because we're gonna break some studs.
Yeah. Or ones that just are already broken.
It's almost like I don't want to do it price.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have him tell me I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, just tell me that. That's
Right.
cool. So I knocked it out with Sean.
Okay.
Really quick, but the one side looked harder than the other side, so we just did one side.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm over here now, like, is JB Weld, is that heat rated? Like,
Googling how to weld cast iron.
I'm Googling, like, what can I put in this hole to shut it up? Because I'm coming up on vacation in a week. Another week, I might go back to the UP.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm not sure I can make it to the bridge if I'm the CO. Like, I don't know how far I can go.
Take the back window out. Take the top off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an option.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked about these new Innova tools, man.
Dude,
I guess diagnostic tools and stuff.
they're going to be great
Yeah.
for the garage because, well, like last time, what were we working on where your Jeep just died? What was it? Weren't we wiring lights or something? Wasn't even that.
It wasn't even something that
Something
good.
not even related.
Actually, pulled it out, and I'm like, yeah, it did something funny.
It was your stabilizer, steering stabilizer.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Yeah, we were taking that off because you thrashed it on Drummond Island. And we were like, oh, the lights seem kind of like weird. And then it was like, that looks pretty dim. And when I put the voltmeter on, I'm like, it says 9. I'm like, this isn't dead. I'm like,
Way dead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ended up being something stupid, too, didn't it? Is
Alternator. Wasn't it the alternator?
that what it was?
We just threw an alternator in, I thought. Because you had a new battery.
Yeah.
And it was doing new battery things until it no longer could. Until nothing could save you.
Hopefully this car scan tool will just text me like, hey, dummy, we're not charging anymore, just so you know.
Just so you know, you're dying. It just gives you like the miles to empty, just
Right.
miles till dead.
I mean, because with the JK that I've got since 11, right? It's been my truck since 11. Since about 11 and a half, it's had a check engine light on. Because it's got like a cracked,
This should settle all your issues.
it's got a cracked
Right.
evap canister.
Oh,
And I'm like,
wonder how you could have possibly done that.
I'm so gentle on everything, bro. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, uh-huh.
They tell people at work I can break a ball bearing. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I probably could. Like,
Yeah, right?
they're just steel. Like, pfft.
Give you a ball bearing, you're going to eat one, break one, and
Yeah,
yes, have relations with the other.
So I was like, yeah, okay. But yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, I was super awesome. So happy to receive that generous gift from them. So
You know our buddy from New Holland got some too, right?
I saw that, and I saw he was playing with it.
He was playing with it. I texted him. I was like, hey, man, that's rad. We got some too. He goes, I have no idea how to use this. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Me neither, but Jason does. That's why they're at Jason's shop.
Right, that's why I was like, this one's perfect.
Yeah. Goes to my phone.
Yeah, if you need anything more than that, we
It's like-
probably need to do it here anyway. Yeah, connects right to the phone.
It's like book face. Like I can scroll through.
Yeah, I downloaded the app. I didn't set everything up, but so far it looks
I
super.
wonder if I can like swipe, like check engine light, like swipe left. Don't like that.
delete.
However that dating app works.
Yeah, and it gives you like, oh man, look at it. It gives you gauges and everything right on your phone. Like you can check the transmission temp and everything. So like you're giving it the beans, and you're like, it doesn't seem to want to go.
Well, I've
anywhere.
got that 67 Designs dash mount for my phone. I can turn it sideways. There's all the gauges.
All the gauges.
Yeah.
You're like almost like a tuner guy.
And it sounds
You got
like
the broken exhaust. Put a big fart can on it.
you think you got. There's a coffee can over there full of screws. I'm gonna dump the screws out and just.
I think I got a Flowmaster over there
Oh, yeah?
somewhere. Yeah, let's Flowmaster it up.
You probably got my old cherry bomb from Chupa back there too.
I think that went to the scrap pile. I don't think that was it was no longer round. Did we put a new one on, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
It was
Or-
more round.
This might be a thrush, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever it's a glass pack.
$40
It does nothing but sound rowdy.
$40 at Parts Plus, right?
Yeah. Whatever well, it's because the only one that would like fit in that spot.
Yeah, because of the long arms in the back.
Yeah, your long arms and
Yeah.
your skid plate.
Yeah.
So it fit perfect and didn't cook things around it. Because you would have to have restriction to have heat.
Yep.
It worked though.
It does. It does.
So I think I got a Flowmaster somewhere.
I'm sure you do somewhere in here.
I have quite the collection. I cleaned it out a little bit. If you notice, we walked here.
Yeah, I didn't trip on nothing on walking over here. That's pretty good.
So bad. It's so bad.
Well, this time of year though,
It's brutal.
You just open the door and throw stuff in it.
Or the stuff I'm working on, I don't want to be out here any longer than I have
clean
to
it
be.
up,
So I'm like,
right.
okay, last bolt's tight. I'm going inside now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm horrible about that. That's a lifelong struggle.
Do you see your boy is a published author?
Dude, that was insane. I had no idea. I was like, all of a sudden, I'm like, wait. I'm like, why is he sharing? I'm like, oh, that's cool. Cindy's mag looks awesome. And I'm looking, I'm like, that says,
Crazy.
Oh,
Crazy.
wow.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're gonna have to replace the garage with like a library full of leather-bound books, rich mahogany.
Rich mahogany.
This desk, I think, is actually rich mahogany, just for you, my author friend. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm like, I'm on a podcast chatting with my author friend.
So the people that don't know need to check out just northologyadventures.com.
Yeah.
It's published through issueissuu.com. It's like an internet publisher. It's for online magazines, I guess.
Yeah.
So when I got back from a UP trip, we'll touch on here in a minute, Cindy hit me up. She's like, hey, you got any cool pictures? Because I was like, yeah, that's all I went up there for.
Yeah, that's what you do.
So I gave her a bunch of cool pictures. She's like, can you give me a brief description of each of the pictures? And I was like, yes. So I just typed out like my trip. I sent it to her. I was like, here. And next thing you know, she's like, you're published. She's on page whatever. I was like, what? I was like, oh, I just was telling you what I did, but this is kind of rad. Okay.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Oh. And
So.
you had one for Expedition, right?
Little one, yeah.
Okay.
Drugged the wife out into the Arctic North of the UP.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
She looks like she had a blast, though.
I think she did. I think she came around.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we were planning on going. Usually when we need to get away, we go to Key West in the winter.
Yeah.
Like that's our
you head south.
Head south. Go to Key West is like one of our favorite spots because there's everything to do. I go to the beach.
She's more of
hang
a
out.
tropical bird.
She's tropical, but there's enough for me to do there. Like that keeps me busy.
Yeah.
I can when she's trying to be lazy. I can
It's
take
hard to hate the ocean.
Yeah. Except for the ocean can kill you.
Well, yeah, I don't go in the ocean. It's just hard to look at it and hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I go for a bike ride around the island or whatever while she's being lazy, or I'll go take pictures of iguanas or whatever. Find something to do. And then there's a couple rad bars we go to. They got great food,
Right. Okay.
Great time, right? Well, Rona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fly per work.
Yeah, and driving kind of sucks.
Yeah, driving to Florida is 20 some odd hours.
Yeah, you're losing 3 days total.
And then I go all the way through Florida, which is a dangler of a state.
It is awesome in spots.
And the wife hates bridges.
Okay.
So, the
you're in
last
trouble.
3 miles of the trip or 6 miles of the trip, whatever the heck it is, from Florida to the Keys.
I've never done it, but I heard it's awesome.
It's like
a
2-lane
all
bridge.
Yeah.
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 And I was like, well, I'm not really sure. I feel like having claw marks in my arm. So, no.
You can't time it right where she's just sleeping in the car or something?
Keep trying, bro. Like Mr. T from the A-Team.
You just hit her with the dart yeah.
Go sleep.
Yeah,
So
they frown on drugging your wife, I think, still. Some states. I think there's a law.
It's probably cool in Florida.
Yeah, drugging people in general is usually not a good idea.
So I was like, hey, babe, I need to see these things. I need to see the ice caves. I keep hearing about them. I need to see them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going north. And she's like, okay. I was like, did you want to come? And she's kind of like, hemming and hawing a little bit, kind of like, dude, she looks at me, she's like, I'm tropical. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm doing it for a weekend. And I can't make it to Florida and back in a weekend.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I'm down. I was like,
all
right, we're doing this.
Yeah, committed.
You just committed to this. This is happening. Be ready.
Right.
And I started sending her on a couple UP exploration pages, on Facebook. Yeah. And I would send her rad shots, check this out. These guys did this, or these guys found that, or this lady did this. And she's like, that's pretty. I want to see that. I was like, cool. I didn't tell her it's a 3-mile hike in the woods, in the cold. But I was like, all right, cool. It'll be worth it. Whatever. And then we were Costcoing. You ever Costco? You ever go to that store?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Does it ever get you?
What do you mean? I haven't been in a while.
We're looking for 6 pounds of grapes or something.
Okay.
So we're walking down this aisle, and I'm like, oh, cool, snowshoes. You don't have snowshoes yet. And
I know what you mean now. Yeah.
I got her a set of snowshoes.
You got to have those because they're here, and they must be on sale because it's Costco.
Yeah. Well, I got her snowshoes and poles for $60.
Okay.
I paid $200 for my shoes alone.
That's almost worth just having a set of those to throw in the truck.
And that's what I told her. I was like, well, if you don't use them or don't like them, the way they're rated, because I got them for her plus a pack. Yeah. You could use them. Okay. And I was like, okay, so I got a spare set of snowshoes. Yeah. In the meantime, you use them, whatever. Yeah. We got her a backpack, got her new snow pants, new puffy jacket,
Oh, dude, Costco got you huge.
No, that we had to go to I went to REI and I was
they got you even
more.
Oh,
yeah, they got.
You would have been better off at Costco.
Yeah.
You could have got like 10 more pairs of sweatpants. Just use those.
Right,
bro.
layer them. Just start peeling them off on the trail, right?
Yeah, just cut them off with scissors when you don't need them.
I got her some ice cleats. Like they're like crampons that go on your feet, and they got like half-inch long stainless steel spikes in them.
What?
Yeah, dude. Like
So not just like the hardware store
No.
slip on with some
No,
drywall screws.
these
You got
are-
like legit.
Yeah, they're called Hill Sound trail cleats, trail crampons. Because I'm like, we're gonna do this. They're gonna do this for real. Like this is gonna happen.
That sounds legit.
And I'm
dude.
like, well, I'm also like, the more that she likes it, the more comfortable she is, the more she'll enjoy it. The more she'll enjoy it,
That's true.
the more we can do it.
No, I agree. Yeah, where you're not slipping, sliding, and
Yeah.
almost dying. Yeah.
So, and I read all these. I was reading the descriptions where I was gonna take her, and like one of them was like, treacherous trail, ice cleats needed, and I'm like, okay, like I'm in, bro.
Yeah.
And they're
Oh, man.
talking all kind of shenanigans, and I was like, well, I had to be prepared for it, So
REI wrote that article.
right. So yeah, we get ready. The day arrives. I get her all the equipment that she needs. Get ready to go Friday morning. Of course, we're late. Stuff falls apart Friday, and
Yeah.
we get ready to go. We finally get up there, and my original plan was to hit Tequamanon Falls on the way up, which is a short hike. It's nice, easy to get to, but it looks really rad when it's frozen. And well, we stopped at the Blue Ice at Mackinac. Check that out. That was really cool.
Yeah. Was that the first photo you guys posted?
Yeah.
Right? It almost looked like a fake backdrop. Like you
Yeah.
totally green screened that.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
that's how it
"What?"
looks
I'm
there.
like, dude, that's like crystal clear.
Oh,
It looked awesome.
It was almost shot almost at sunset, so it was like starting to get the color change. The ice was blue.
It looked amazing.
Yeah, it was a good time. And I was like, okay, this is worth a stop. With the Corona, the amount of people outside doing things is ridiculous. Like there had to be 100 people on the ice when I was out there. So I was like, okay, get me away from the people. Let's go to the UP where there's no people at. So we get in the truck. We truck on over to Munising. We're staying at the Rome Inn, which I've stated before. It's a really nice place. It's almost like a bed and breakfast, but it's a hotel.
Okay.
So it's like a 10-room hotel, super clean, really nice. It's one of those places though where it's like almost too nice for the UP. It feels like because you got to request ice. Like you ask ice from the front desk, they'll bring you a bucket of ice. Like it's not you can't go get
Oh.
yeah. But super nice. Every time I've been there, really rad. Really like there's a name for it. She knew it. It's like farmhouse chic or like. Where the doors in the bathroom got really thick wood and you can see the exposed hinges. It looks like it's super rad, bro. Yeah, I love staying there. So we get up there, we go get burgers at A Burger, which is one of my favorite spots up there, and we rack out because I'm like, in my mind, 06 wake up on the truck by 07, on the ice cage by 08, like this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So the next morning around 9:30, we're getting breakfast.
Is that one where you wake up at 06 and you're sitting there staring for a while like,
So my husband's side was like, okay, dude, she's doing this for me.
Yeah.
She's on vacation too, or it's her days off.
Right, absolutely.
I'm not going to like push her to be like, let's go, right?
Right.
So I woke up at like 05:30, 06, right? And I'm like, I walked through, our hotel room has 2 rooms. That's how they all are there.
Oh, wow.
The bedroom's separate from the like living room.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I put on my thermals and all my layers. I'm sitting out in the living room like,
Any minute now.
Any minute now. So I start packing. I made sure the packs are all packed up and got all the stuff in the rucks. And I'm like, okay, any minute now. Then I start dropping stuff. I'm like, any minute now.
Yep.
And she wakes up. She's like, oh, what's up? I'm like, she's like, how long you been up? I'm like, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. She's like, what? I'm like, like,
yeah,
ready to go. So she got ready and she was fired up. She's like, I'm kind of hungry. I'm like, oh. Because I've been eating granola for 2.5 hours. I had some of my survival bag.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was so ready. So you'll get us a breakfast sandwich. We get in the truck. We take off. And it's like 9 degrees. So she's thrilled, right? 9 degrees, and we're right off of the bay of Lake Superior, just getting pummeled with wind. I was like, oh,
sounds
okay.
super fun.
Yeah. But it was pretty.
Yeah.
So we get over to Eben. So I guess down here we say it wrong.
Okay.
We say Eben, like hard E. They say Eben.
Okay.
So we found that out from one of the
way.
locals. Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife's like, we're
Always
going
there to correct you.
We're like, we're going to Eben. She's like, oh, you mean Eben? I'm like, whatever. We're going to the frozen
Whatever.
rocks. Like,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So we get there and it's like, I read the description. This is a place that was like supposed to be hardcore.
Yeah. Death.
And,
Destruction.
I'm like looking around. I'm like, I see people that like don't look prepared.
And
I'm
like, they must not be going where I'm going.
Right.
Yeah.
So I dig out my ruck. It weighs like 28 pounds. Right. I've got 3 days worth of food in it.
You're going full Army Ranger.
Oh, I've got shelter building. I've got like a fixed blade knife, fire making material. I got dry socks.
Yeah.
Plus all my camera gear.
Yeah.
I got 3 bottles of water. Like
yeah.
I had a stove, like a little camp stove. I'm like, okay, like we're going on a hardcore trail. Like if we get stuck,
right,
the last thing I want to do is be the one that survives and have her ghost haunting me like you weren't prepared. And I was like, not this guy.
Not today.
We're gonna be out there thriving when the Coast Guard finds us, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I threw my ruck on, I got all buckled in, and I'm like, dude, that guy up there's got Crocs on.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm in trail crampons. I got 30 pounds of crap on my back. I'm like, maybe, like you said, maybe he's gonna go just to the concession stand and get a dog and leave.
Yeah.
So we start walking out, and I'm passing people like, they don't look prepared, bro. Like, they don't look like me. Like, why do I look like this? You know?
Wonder what they were thinking.
Oh,
Where's this guy going?
Who's this idiot, right? Where's he going?
Where is this guy? Where's Klondike Jim going?
Exactly. So we get out there, and now we're getting out there around like 10:30, I think. And we get out there, and it's a nice little hike. It's about 1.5 miles to the caves themselves. The first part's like walking through almost a groomed trail. So many people walk it. It's so flat. Mm-hmm. And then you get to like the last like 1/4 mile, 1/8 mile, and it's like makes this hard right, and you're going up like the spine of a mountain or something.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, the cleats.
Yeah, coming in handy.
Super red.
Putting in work.
Yeah, because you can hear them like crunch into and like bite into the ice.
Yeah.
And like the dude next to me is like super slipping. I'm like, haha, ice cleats,
first
boy.
one there.
Yeah. So we get out there and I'm looking around. There's like a whole lot of people here. Just some of the photos, if you go like to Eben's page, it's like a wide angle shot, and you see like 30 foot of cave in each direction, like vertical and east to west, right? And like there's ice hanging from them, and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a rad shot. Well, I got there and there's like 30 feet of cave with 80 people in it. I'm like, okay.
All hanging out under giant, deadly icicles.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, this is rad. So I was trying to be very sneaky, like I'd crawl around in the ice. I had to go find like angles where you couldn't see people and like snap a shot. Like, haha, you can only see ice and trees. You don't know how many people are behind me. Like,
right.
Because I read the description, man. It was like hardcore, be ready. And I see people out there with kids on their backs, like babies, like 2-year-olds. And I'm like, this is supposed to be like Dahmer party stuff. Like, I was promised like treachery and like sketch. Like, like, this is none of those things.
I haven't fired off a single flare yet. Yeah. I don't know.
I should be weaving beavers into blankets right now. Like, what the hell? So, and like, there's full-grown adults. Like, I was shocked by how rude some people were. Like, full-grown adults, like 200-pound men.
They obviously don't know you have death spikes on your foot.
Well, they didn't. So their way to get down, instead of like bipedal locomotion like most people would do, would lay on their bellies and just slide down this friggin' rock face on their.
Who goes head first?
Yeah, I almost saw a guy lose a face because there was like a jagged rock coming out, and he put his arm up just in time to.
Well, you would have had a stove. You could have heated up your fixed blade knife, cauterized it.
Well, I mean, I had a blowout kit, of course, because I had a Dark Angel kit with me.
Yeah,
so
have the wife snapping pictures of you applying.
Shout out to Carrie here. So I had my Dark Angel with me, and I was over prepared, obviously.
Right.
And I was kind of like,
you had enough supplies for everyone there.
Right. And I'm like, well, this is getting a little bit rambunctious. Like, because and they're not saying like, excuse me, I'm falling. They're like, tell that guy to move, I'm coming down. And they would like just jump on their stomach and come down the cliff. And I was like, bro,
I'm gonna kick you in the face, bro.
You're about to get these cleats.
I ain't known to throw a flag on you, son.
Right. Ain't no referee out here. And then we were finally like, all right, we got enough photos for now. Let's nut it. Let's get out of here. I was like, cool. And we figured out part of the cave is formed by like a little river. Well, the river has no trees, right? Because it's not the woods.
Yeah.
So we're walking down the river to get back to where we started. And you don't have to go down the sketchy vertical face. So we're walking down, and we start hearing like Condura nylon on ice. And I look behind me, there's like a train of adults sliding down the river on their ass. And Ange and I are like, we need to move, but it's like we can't really run.
Right.
So they were almost getting like annoyed with us because we weren't going fast enough. So we just kind of got off the side and go past us. And
they're just continually sliding, like
yeah,
small
and
children.
I'm trying to be like not like get off my lawn guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, they're having fun. Whatever. Let them have fun their way. So.
Also wondering how much paracord you had to make a little string across the slide.
60 foot, something like that.
Yeah, right from tree to tree.
Yeah.
Joke's on you.
I had 60 foot of paracord and 40 foot of bank line. Like, I was kitted out, bro.
Right,
like,
right. That's what I mean. Like, I'm just going to put this.
Yeah, right here.
This line right across your slide path.
So we hike out. As we're hiking out, I'm realizing that having good equipment is helpful.
Yeah.
Because, like, me and Ange never had a problem with our cleats.
Right.
We had ones that have, like, a top strap across your foot, and they stay attached. We found, like, 3 pairs of cleats on the way out that were, like, the cheaper ones. Like it's like rubber, and it's got, like, wire wrapped around the rubber.
Yeah. Those are those ones they sell at. Like, they sell at, like, Home Depot when you're, like, shoveling the driveway so you don't fall on your ass.
Probably works fine for that.
Absolutely.
But ours are, like...
Right, like, you could have climbed the ice cave. Yeah. All right.
Like the Velociraptor.
You're like National Geographic guy climbing the... Yeah. Okay.
So I was hanging them from tree branches as we were walking out. I'm like, haha, ours are attached still,
Yeah.
So then we get out, and the whole time we were talking about this trip, the wife was like, yo, they've got hoodies at this place. They've got Eben Ice Cave hoodies. If we go there, I want one. I'm like, well, you got to earn it, so like, let's go. So on the way out, she's like, okay, when we get back, I need to use the bathroom. I was like, okay. And she's like, and I'm getting my hoodie. I was like, yeah, you earned it. We made the hike out.
Yeah.
I made the hike back. It was like 3 miles round trip.
She's going to cut you with an ice cleat.
And that was the only time, though, that she was, like, unhappy with me.
Yeah.
Because we were coming back out. So we've been out there for, like, I don't know, call it 2 hours, hour and a half. And we're on the way back out. So call it 2 miles of hiking in 9-degree weather.
Yeah.
I looked back. I'm like, are you okay? She goes, my face hurts. She goes, my face hurts. I was like, what? My face hurts. I'm like, oh, you're cold? She's like, yeah. Like, everything else is fine except she got her brand new puffy coat on. Yeah. She's warm. But her face is getting pelted.
Right.
And she's like, my face is cold. I'm like, well, look at the sun. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
look at the sun.
So as long as we kept moving, she was fine. You got the blood flowing. She got herself her hoodie. We got some stickers, because you got to decorate the cooler.
Yep.
And they were selling hot dogs. And
That's
I was like, oh, hell, dude, hot dog sounds amazing right now.
Anything hot near my face sounds amazing.
This sounds great. So she's like, now what? And I'm like, I'm down for whatever, man. You know that. Like, I am down for whatever. And she goes, well, aren't we close to that, like, Laughing Whitefish Falls? I'm like, yeah, dude. It's like, according to the maps, it's like 28 minutes. And she's like, all right, let's go to there. And I was like, cool. And as I'm turning around to, like, throw the stuff in the truck to get ready to go, I realized there's, like, almost a mile of cars at this place lined up in every direction. Like, anywhere you could go to get to Eben was just full of cars. I don't know if it's because of the popularity of Facebook and Instagram and people tagging it and geolocating it, or if it's because people are getting sick of being in their houses because it's Rona, or because so many people are working from home. Because you work from home, as long as you have Wi-Fi, you can work.
Yeah, right.
So you can work from Unising and then go out to the hike for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, flights are limited, right? They can't go to the Keys either.
Right.
So they're doing the same thought, like, hey, let's Google some. Where
cool
can I
things
go
to do
see?
in Michigan. Yeah,
absolutely.
So I was like, this
looks like Disneyland.
Ridiculous. So let's get out of here.
Yeah.
So we got out, saw some snowmobilers doing snowmobile things and started heading towards Whitefish. That was a pretty short trip. I mean, it was like 28 minutes. Wasn't a big deal. Got down there, and I'm like, I'm not walking that far. Like, they want you to park at, like, this road and then walk down the road to walk to the trailhead to go down the trail.
Yeah.
I'm like, we can get closer. We got 4-wheel drive.
Oh, boy.
So I got closer, and I was like, yeah, this is a pretty good spot. We could probably – I'm like, but I've been there in the summertime, and the trail sign where it says, like, Whitefish Point this way to the trailhead's like half a mile.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, there's tracks going back there. It's like, well, we might be able to – if we got the – we should be able to with the – yeah, maybe. No, I'm just going to park it right here, but I'm going to get off the road.
Yeah.
So I turned onto the soft snow and went to go around this full-size 1500 because nobody could park straight because the snow was all messed up, right? You couldn't really – there was no lines.
Right.
So I go around a full-size truck, and I went to turn around. I just sunk it right on the frame. And I was like, huh? So guess what, babe? We're stuck. And, like, my adventurous guy side said, screw it. Let's just walk, and we'll come back and deal with it later.
Right.
My smart adult side was like, let's deal with this while we can.
Yeah, while there's still light.
Yeah, and there's still people here. So worst case, I could probably get a ride to town. You know? But I had just bought some knockoff Max Trax or Maddox, whatever they call those things.
Traction boards. Yeah, sir.
So I bought them for her truck just throw them in the back, right? So I got out and started digging.
Went to work.
Yep. And I wasn't so much mad as I was embarrassed because I'm like, this is stupid. I shouldn't have done this in the first place.
Right.
So I'm digging, and I hear some dude like, hey, you want a hand? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Say no.
And he's like trying to talk to me, and I'm like, we don't know each other, so he doesn't know that I'm pissed.
Yeah, right.
And he's trying to be so nice, and he doesn't know that I'm mad. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, it sounds great. Like, give me just a second. Like, I'll start pushing. I'm like, dude, I'm on the frame.
Yeah.
I got to dig a little bit before we can move it.
Yeah.
So I start getting the traction boards in place, and we start rocking it. I forget for a minute that I have the wife with me, like, because I could have had her drive and help the guy push.
Right.
I'm like, I ain't working.
Now you're just that guy whose wife does nothing.
Right. So I was like, I'm like, dude, this ain't working. I'm gonna keep digging. So I dug some more, got the traction boards repositioned, and just as I did that, like a couple came out of the woods. I'm assuming they're a couple. I didn't even ask.
Yeah.
Look like husband and wife kind of people.
Yeah.
So he goes, he's like, you guys want a hand? I was like, yeah, that would be great.
Yes.
And I looked, I was like, hey, babe, why don't you drive?
All right. There we go.
Clicked in, right?
Yeah. Engaged.
Yep. And then we'll all push. And his wife was a sweetheart, but she started trying to talk to us as well. Like, it's so pretty back there. I'm like, yeah, great. I'm buried in my frame. Give me a minute.
I'm trying to live.
Right. So we started rocking it, and I'm yelling the directions to the wife, like turn the wheel left, turn right, right, and then it finally got up on the boards and pulled itself out. And I was like, yeah, like keep going, like don't stop. And then they just all disappeared. Like they were super helpful, super nice. I never caught anybody's names. I was gonna give them like stickers for the podcast, like thanks.
Yeah.
If you see me again, I'll buy you a beer, kind of thing. And the one guy who pretty sure was a Marine because he had like Marine stickers on his truck.
Okay.
Was wearing Danner like combat boots. Just disappeared down the trail, and the other two jumped in their truck and took off. So I didn't even get to thank anybody. Like it was like that quick. I was like, well, thanks UP gods, I guess, for smiling on me.
Yeah.
But that took call it a half hour. I was like, babe, I don't really feel like hiking back to the falls. Like I'm wet. I got snow on crank because I was crawling under the truck to dig it out.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, cool. Let's go get snacks. And I was like, yeah, let's do that.
Yes, that's a much better plan.
Went back to the hotel and I pulled off my wet clothes and I was letting it dry. And I was content at that point. I was like, screw it. I saw one thing I wanted to see. We got tomorrow. And then she, of all people, at the time, was like, get dressed. We're going back out. I was like, excuse me?
What the hell you say?
She's like, we drove 6 hours to see stuff. We can watch the zoo at home.
Get your lazy ass up. We're going to see
I was like, but they got penguins on the zoo. Like, they got a little penguin episode coming up. So we can watch the penguin one, then we're leaving. All right. So we watched the penguin episode of the zoo, and she was like, let's go.
Hell yes.
So I went to like a little smarter place that actually had parking lots.
Okay.
I made like a conscious decision to make better life choices at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, and I think I messed some stuff up here because on the way back, I started drying out in the truck. Mm-hmm. So we stopped at Autrain Falls on the way back, which is it's a really easy hike, and it's like a really big falls as far as like width, but short as far as like fall height.
Yeah, I think
it's like 8 foot. It's right by a powerhouse, a big power station.
Yeah.
But it looks cool when it's frozen. Like everything looks cool when it's frozen.
Absolutely.
We went down there, took some flicks. Then we got to the hotel. Then we went to Munising Falls, which is the big one. I think you went to with the kids.
Yep.
It's like easy to get to. You're on a wooden platform. It's like right there.
Right. Yeah. Not hard.
Looks crazy frozen. Saw that for a little bit.
It looks pretty rad.
Yeah.
Normally so.
And then we went to our favorite one. So it's called the Twin Falls. It's Tannery and Memorial Falls. They're little falls, but in the wintertime they look huge because all the water freezes and it keeps building up and building up. So when you're there in the summertime, it's like it's less than a water hose, like a spigot. Now it's like 8 feet around, 10 feet around. It's because it's frozen, right?
Yeah.
If you got close enough, you can hear the water gurgling through the ice. It's like super cool. And we got down there. There's a couple rowdy folks that were doing rowdy stuff, and then they just left. And it was just me and the wife just checking it out, hanging out. Super. I downloaded the backpack for this one a little bit because I'm like, I don't need food anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
I think we'll make this.
Yeah, we can make this like it's like a less than a mile hike. Like we're good. So did that. Hung out there for a while. Checked all that out. Got some flicks. Obviously, it was the whole point, right? And then we drove out down Sandpoint Road. Sandpoint Road goes towards the Picture Rock Lakeshore. And on the one side, they have like shale cliffs that freeze, and dudes ice climb them. So we were going to go hike to that, but that was bumping with people. So we just found a spot to park and walked out into the bay and watched the sunset over the bay. Called it a day, man.
Dude, that's rad.
Rad day, rad trip all around. On the way home, we hit Wagner Falls real quick, which is more. I think it's more impressive when it's not frozen because you couldn't tell the falls from the walls.
Yeah.
So it's just all white. It's like, okay, well, it's pretty, I guess, but it looks better when it's running.
Right.
And then we hit the big, what's it called? Kitchen Tippy? Kitchen Kippy?
Sure.
Kitchen Kippy?
Yeah, that one.
They call it the Big Spring. It's like super clear water. They got giant fish living in it.
Huh.
Hung out there for a little while, checked that out, and made the trek home. It's a great trip.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
Needed, like relaxing, great, relatively inexpensive. I mean,
yeah,
we could have done it on the cheaper if we stayed at like a less nice hotel, but I wanted to make sure that she enjoyed everything about it.
Yeah.
And that we're not swatting, bed bugs while we're trying to sleep or something,
Yeah, right. You're still sleeping in the car even though you got a hotel room.
Right. Yeah, we're just go into the shower and go back to the car.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was a rad trip. She enjoyed it. She goes, next time we do this, we should do this like Tuesday to Saturday.
There's no people.
And I was like, next time?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. I'm like,
okay.
Don't tell. We'll do it. I'll call in sick the rest of the week.
Right.
Let's
yeah.
go.
Don't tell me. Who says we got to leave?
Right.
Right.
I'm going to call up Ken and rent his trailer with a tent on it. We'll just go sleep in that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure she's ready for that yet. But,
yeah. That would be pushing it.
Yeah, I'd be pushing it. Like, you'll get in this tent. I'll put a heater on for you.
Yeah.
Until I get Jeremy's diesel heater.
Those things are like everywhere. They look pretty decent now. They seem like they're rapidly evolving with the popularity of them.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy how that works.
Right.
But
so definitely a rad trip. And she's like, maybe we should look into a lift kit and some beefier tires for my truck.
Oh, that's a win
and
right
I was like,
there.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, why not?
I was like, because
why not?
She realized, because all Chevys especially seem like they have a pretty substantial rake to them when they get them from the factory.
Yeah.
And she's like, if I can get a little beefier tire, and I'm like, we're passing ZR2s on the way home. I'm like, look at that guy. Look at that guy.
See that right there? Look at that.
Yeah, we should do that.
Right I don't know why. I think the whole like outdoor thing is definitely gaining a lot of popularity. I don't know. I'm usually pretty observant about like if I see a lifted truck or any performance car, motorcycle, doesn't matter. Man, I swear I've seen more lifted trucks and vehicles and all sorts of stuff in the past couple months than ever before. In fact, before you came over, I was going to tell you, like the coolest looking old Toyota truck. I'm like, at first I was like, man, he's like, look up, like you must use that for work. And then I got closer. I'm like, no, that's not a ladder rack. Like that's straight like adventure rack, flatbed. He's got like the fuel can. I'm like, dude,
and I've seen like not just like the custom vehicles, but kitted like
adventure.
Yeah. Like I'm seeing Subarus around. I work in the Ann Arbor area, and I see Subis with rooftop tents on them.
Yeah.
And I'll see, you'll see like there's a guy who, if you know who I'm talking about, I'll send you a sticker. I see him every morning because I work midnights. So I'm leaving at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
He's going southbound 23 in a lifted Yoda with a rooftop tent on it. I see him every morning.
A lot of lifted Toyotas I've seen a lot more, which is, I would say normally I thought was pretty rare.
Pretty West Coast.
Yeah, I saw one the other day that was same color as your Jeep, that sand color. Yeah, but decent lift, definitely like built to utilize, right? No show, all go. And then had the soft top on the back.
Oh yeah, those look so cool.
They look awesome. Yeah, he was like, I'm like, dang, that thing's look good. Got bumpers on it, I think.
It's almost like it's cool because it's popular now.
Yeah.
But then it's like, stay out of the woods because I don't need to share.
Right. Like there's way too many people. We're gonna have to find a whole new thing to do.
Like I'm going dispersed camping. I pass other rigs. It's no longer dispersed camping.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Just a bigger campground, and then they're gonna leave their garbage. Not everybody's disrespectful, but the more the population of those people opens up that are doing things, the more likely you are to run into a douchebag.
Right.
That's gonna do douchebag things and get stuff shut down.
Right.
Especially in a place like the Yup where, it's relatively untamed in places. You start seeing a place that's getting run down and garbage piled up, like they're going to just block it off.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I definitely think we're onto something, and I think the off-road or the automotive manufacturers must see the same thing because everyone's doing like an off-road something now.
Well, think about it. You got the ZR2, which is one of my favorite little trucks. Toyota's been doing it for a while, the TRDs.
Yep.
Ford's got at least 2 Tremors in the pipeline. They've got the 250. and the Ranger's supposed to have a tremor, and I read in Motor Trend.
F-150 is supposed to be this summer.
Yeah, so, and the Ranger's coming out once. So they've got 3 off-road based trucks plus the Raptor.
But, so they always had like an off-road vehicle for the longest time, right? You had the Z71, you had the FX4,
right?
But now I'm like, they're really.
But let's be real.
Now you're talking lockers and lift kits and
FX4
all stuff from the factory.
has got a Coke can skid plate and a limited slip, and a sticker.
Yeah.
Now we're talking front and rear lockers.
Yeah.
On 33-inch all-terrains out of the factory.
Right.
Or 35s.
I think it's like 2 inches wider.
Yeah.
It's like it's like you downgraded the Raptor a little bit.
Right. Which, I mean,
you take the Raptor out of the Raptor and just kept the
which realistically is all we need here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not hucking a Raptor through these pinstriping trails that we have at a $80,000 truck down these trails.
No.
Granted, the 250 Tremor isn't any cheaper.
No.
But it looks like it's going to be more capable for our kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I can drag a Jeep with it, or I can put a slide in it. And
yep. Yeah, I was going to say, you could really load that thing down for the long haul and be good to go.
So you've got Toyota with the TRD line. You've got, obviously, Jeep's got always Jeep stuff.
Yep.
ZR2. Mm-hmm. I've seen, and I don't remember if I'm dreaming or not. I swear I saw a ZR2 Tahoe at the local dealership here in New Hudson.
I think they have one.
Which looked super cool.
Yeah.
It might have been just a Z71
well, they
Tahoe.
have isn't it the Trail Boss now?
1500? That's the 1500 truck, yeah.
Yeah, and that one's like lifted.
Yep, bigger
lockers.
tires. Yep.
It was funny. My oldest daughter, we've seen the commercial for it, and she's like, who just takes their expensive truck? I'm like, oh, I see a mountain. I'm just gonna drive up that with my expensive truck. I'm like, I see your point, but like I kind of would want to.
Has she not met me?
Yeah, I mean it looked like a trail. You probably would be like your bank would just know to call you.
Right.
And be like, hey, dummy.
What are you doing?
That's not yours.
OnStar kicks in like immediately.
Yeah. Your final payment's due.
Yeah. Like I took my Wrangler out wheel like the weekend after I got it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a Wrangler, I get it, but still, like, the bank owns way more of it than I do.
Right.
You know?
They have a higher stake in that.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then just going online, it seems like everybody's making something for that world now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's what I mean. Like, they're definitely getting in tune, and obviously supply and demand. So
supply and demand, and then supply and prices, because
everything's just getting.
Like, I like the idea, but I see you buying the most base model I can to build it to what I need it to be.
Yeah, because there's still the fun part in that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, there's the fun part, but there's also like the part of like, hey, dude, my factory locker blew up. You should probably fix that for me. Versus like, hey, dude, that thing I put in my locker is probably going to void the warranty. You know, like,
right.
You know, how can I pull this how can I pull this ARB or this Grizzly out and not tell anybody it was in there?
Do you warranty your axle shaft? I'll bring it in.
Yeah, I'll just bring the shaft in.
I'll just bring it to you because it was connected to that Yukon Grizzly.
Yeah. Grizzly works.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think it's pretty awesome that they're, we've talked about before.
Yeah, it just seems like it's.
But I think that is
so prevalent now.
We're just definitely noticing it a lot more on the trail.
Well,
which I think needs further education for some of these people.
And let's talk like big picture though. Like you can't find mountain bikes right now in the stores.
I know.
You can't find kayaks in the stores. So like everybody's trying to get outside and do something. And
then
means
next year is going to be. Every river is going to be a canoe parade.
And then hopefully in 22.
All they're for sale.
Yeah. That's my hope. Like everybody goes back to Xbox, everybody goes back to PlayStation, and
there's going to be so many boats, RVs, kayaks, mountain bikes, and ZR2 Colorados.
Yeah. And hopefully I can
TRDs and
go watch your sports ball.
Yeah.
Let me have my woods. This chair is killing me tonight.
Go back to your sports ball. Dude, what do you got going on?
The chair's frozen.
Oh.
So the wheels aren't doing anything. And I keep getting pushed.
Break your chair.
I keep getting pushed away from the desk because I'm talking.
Okay. We got that settled now?
Yeah, we're good now. All good.
It took you 45 minutes to get to that
I've been
point.
trying to like just call because I keep feeling I'm talking. I feel this.
Yeah. Like, where are you going? You're getting quieter.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, dude, it was rad. And then, like I said, Cindy saw it. She liked it. So I sent her some photos. And next thing you know, I'm in a magazine.
Dude, that is awesome.
And I'm like, she's like, if you ever want to send anything else to me, like, let me know. I'm like, okay.
What?
Yeah.
Established author.
Well, now I got it. Now it's, hey, babe, I got to take an adventure. I haven't given Cindy an article this month. Like,
oh, I have nothing to write about.
Yeah. I don't feel inspired.
I have to see you in an upstairs bedroom with your typewriter.
I use a quill.
Okay.
Dib, 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 dib.
Yes. 'Twas a cold night.
I fear my friend has fallen with the damp.
Yeah.
Like, what? What the hell? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good weekend. You know, I had to go back to work after that. Like, this is kind of stupid.
This is dumb. I feel better. In the
I'm getting this, like,
woods.
really weird reaction. I get, like, 60-40. Like, 60, why would you go to where it's -10 and the air hurts your face? And I get, like, hey, how do I find that place?
Yeah.
You know, because the stomper hit me up. He's like, hey, dude.
Right.
My wife's starting, I guess his missus is like my missus. Like, she's sort of down for adventure, but she likes to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So he asked for, like, tell me where the rad spots are that we can wheel a little bit, because he put 35s on our 4Runner. That we can do, like, a little bit of wheeling, but I can show her some rad stuff. And I'm like, dude, so I mapped out a whole course for him. Like, this is where I would go if I had 4 days to do it.
Right.
And he was like, dude, you're the best. I'm like, yeah, just send me pictures. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. That's a good, state's pretty good this time of year.
yeah.
We got hit pretty good with some snow.
Yeah. Yeah, of course it came after the snow run we had, but
That's probably all right. But
could be. Yeah.
yeah, it could have made it more fun or more miserable. That's
However you
debatable.
want, yeah.
But you know, typical Michigan, we had our huge dump of snow in like 2 weeks, and then the first spring came and melted it all, and now we're back to winter.
Yeah, we just left fall spring. We're back
Yeah.
into, it was
Yeah,
50
back into
degrees 2
winter.
days ago. It was 60 degrees, right?
It felt like 100 degrees, but I'm sure it was only like 40.
I don't know what that is for our Canadian
I was like, I'm
friends.
out there in like a t-shirt. I'm like, oh, the sun is out. I feel it.
For all of our, I've been trying to, like, you know, my Jeep, if you hit reset when it's on the temperature,
Yeah.
it tells you the metric, the Celsius.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to, like, memorize them for my Canadian friends that we can talk to on the show.
Yeah.
It doesn't add up, doesn't line up. There's no, like, measurable.
I don't know.
It doesn't, you know, when they meet, you know, when they both are equal,
It's bad.
-40.
Oh, that's.
At -40 they cross, and that's where it lines up.
Oh,
So, yeah.
let's not meet there.
No. I
No.
don't want any part of that.
No, there's. Yeah. Ah,
So apparently,
That's too cold.
apparently for them, like, 20 degrees is hot.
okay.
20 degrees for them is like 60 here, I think.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, well, I feel
I
like
crossed the border a couple times. The kilometers got me.
I feel like kilo. Like, kilo is 2.2 pounds, right? Cool. If
Sure.
if it was close to that and I could figure it out, I was like, this is rough, dude. I'm like, I was gonna come in here and say, hey, for my off-road brigade buddies in Canada, we were up there and it was 16, and I'm like, no, that sounds too hot.
Yeah. Right. That's like pansy. What are you
Like-
wearing pants for?
Yeah, right. So shout out to you guys. I can't do your math, but
What
it was
kind of weird American snow do you have?
no matter how you read it, water was freezing. Like, so no matter.
Water stayed solid.
Yeah, I was able to walk on water.
And my face hurt. But no, there are definitely some rad photos though. Who was it who did the black and white photo of you walking down that hill? Made you look like
Matt Green.
Yukon Cornelius coming down the hill. I'm like, dude, that was so perfect. I laughed so hard. Everyone's looking at me in my house like, what the hell? Oh, Dad's laughing at some dumb meme or
Yeah.
something. Like, no, just laughing at Yukon Jim.
In my flannel.
Trotting down like he just killed a bear with his bare hands.
Got my Stormy Chromer everything. Got my flannel and my
Yeah.
Hill Peeper Gale ruck pack.
Era correct for a black and
Yeah.
white photo.
Right? And my Hill People Gear ruck, which served me amazing and served me well and was overloaded at that point in time.
Yeah. Oh, that was perfect. Oh my God, that was spot on.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I mean, I think that's it.
I
You
don't
guys,
feel like.
we thanked Cindy
Yeah.
for putting me in
Check.
the magazine. We thanked Innova for all the cool toys.
Check, because badass. If you need electronic devices to help
Like,
fix your junk,
spit it out, son.
hit them up. That's the way to go, for sure.
I think it was the two big ones we had to take care of was Innova and Northology.
Yeah, and then your Yukon Gym story.
My Yukon Gym story.
Trekking through the wild
I was so
Upper Peninsula. of
so
Northern
disappointed.
Michigan.
There's so many people.
Yeah.
But, you know, hey, everybody wants to enjoy the outdoors.
You didn't use the knives that were bolted to your feet, so
Yeah.
that's a win. And neither did your wife.
Right.
A double win.
Double win. No, we needed them.
No one reminded her that she had knives strapped to her feet.
So we'll see if my vacation is going to be fixing the headers or if I'm just say screw it and just make a run for the border again.
Yeah. With the window down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could probably take a peek.
Probably. I didn't even bring it because I was like, I don't feel like dealing with it tonight. So I knew if I brought it, we would look at it. I'd be late for work in the morning. So
yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, I'm smarter than that.
Yeah, right. Doesn't happen often. Got to take advantage of it.
Right.
All right. Well, I think then you want to just wrap this up?
Get outside, enjoy it, explore.
Yeah, do a thing.
It's. I'm not trying to be snotty about it. Just really get out there. It's awesome. I mean,
yeah.
It does my heart good to see people out there. It just does my photos bad.
Get out of the way of the camera guy. Yeah. If you see the guy looking like a Yukon Cornelius coming down the trail, he means business, and he has knives on his feet, people.
And I had chili mac in my bag. Could have fed him.
And his wife's face is frozen, and she will cut you.
with their foot knives.
With their foot knives.
Hashtag foot knives.
Yes.
We should probably make that like a shirt meme, like a boot with foot knives on it.
I'll work on that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll work on that artistry. Someone's going to beat us to it now because internet.
Well, we just won't post this till we're ready.
Bam. It'll already be out there. You can't copy us. Sure.
Hashtag foot knives.
Foot knives.
All right,
we're wrapping it up. We're out of here. Vroom, vroom. It's the end of the show, Jim. Stop it.
If you made it this far.